Today's video is going to be very, very special. And of course, if you are watching content concerning the Republic of Benin, how to visit the Republic of Benin, and many other things, you must have come across this extra phase already. In fact, I've been following her for a very long time, almost a year now, and I just decided, okay, maybe let me just get to meet her. Today we are together and we want to give you some very interesting information if you are visiting the Republic of Benin for any reason. But today we are coming together to just discuss the experience visiting the Republic of Benin and everything, especially the bad thing that you will have to expect when you come to the Republic of Benin. So what's the name?
It's partially funny because I used to be the one that interview people.
Okay, now you are being interviewed.
Not being interviewed.
The hunter is being hunted.
Okay guys, welcome to the channel. I remain Koi, your favorite Nigerian girl in Benin, and your adopted Beninese girl.
You have been in the Republic of Benin for how long?
Like 3 years.
Wow. What really inspired you to say, okay, Benin, you want to stay? You didn't go to somewhere like Togo, Ivory Coast, and then maybe Cameroon?
Actually, I think I choose Benin because this is the first country I've ever been to. Like, aside from being in Nigeria, living in Nigeria all my life. So Benin is just the first country. Immediately I thought of Nigeria, like Benin is just the first country I ever stepped my feet into. And the very first day, like the very first moment I crossed the Nigerian border, I stepped my feet into this country. It was just a love at first sight. Wow. I knew this is just a place I would love to be, I would love to come back to, and honestly, that was just it. Oh,
so from what you just say now, you once visited the Republic of Benin before relocating to this place. Okay. Did you stay for some time or you just come to do something and then went back?
I stayed for a period of time, like some months. I like the environment, I like the settings of where everything. Even that period is not even as beautiful as it is now. Wow. Like the whole of that Apapa was still very bad road. Water. Wow. You swimming in water like this everywhere. But wow. I just like the settings of it. I like how calm the country is. It's peaceful, there's no noise. Wow.
So like did you have any cultural shock when you come to the Republic of Benin? Maybe from the first time you came to stay and even now, did you have any cultural shock when you came to the Republic of Benin?
I think the first time that I came, the thing that shocked me the most is the fact that they are paying rent monthly. Then I don't think it was really an issue for me then because there I was still kind of higher than Sefa. So I didn't like, okay, the parent monthly is still affordable regardless, even if I still change money, like it's still affordable. Wow. Not now that everything has turned upside down. Wow. So I think that was the first culture shock. And the second one was the food. You know, the way they make their eba, that will be yellow, red color. Yes. The soup is always water, eat raw pepper, eat raw, like
especially the raw pepper, very normal traditional food here. And of course, you know, I'm a Beninese, so I like it a lot. Like I like it everywhere. Let me tell you my experience when I came to Nigeria first. When I got to Nigeria, we got to Lagos, and they asked me what will I eat, and of course I didn't know. I'm not used to semo, so they asked me what will I eat. I asked them what is available. They say rice, eba, and then apple. Eba is called eba in my language, so that was the only thing I know. So they asked me which soup will I take, and then they mentioned the vegetable and the red. Then again, the only soup I know was egusi, but true to God, I've never eaten that egusi. I only heard of egusi soup. So I was okay, since I know eba and I know egusi, let's just give me eba and egusi. I tell you, I went to sleep hungry that night. No, normally I don't eat eba, but that was the only thing available for me. So I think that was, for me, that was the first thing that was the first cultural shock for me in Nigeria. So I think it's normal, especially when it comes to the food aspects. I have someone in the UK, she said she stayed for hungry for like 1 week before she got used to their own food. But like, do you have anything like a shock especially when it comes to the cultural practices, or like what cultural shock do you think people should be expecting, like cultural practice that will shock them when they come to Benin?
I don't think there's really any cultural shock because I'm a Yoruba.
Okay.
Maybe if it's someone that is not a Yoruba,
Yeah.
if you come to the country, you might see some things and be like, like a gugu, you're like, this one, because I'm a Yoruba, I know these things before. But I think the one thing that I just noticed about Benin is the fact that they are still very deep into culture. It's not like in Nigeria that we are not really into it like that.
It's a way that the government have set it, and that is how they want it, because voodoo is that is what I think Nigeria call it juju. The voodoo culture is like Islam in Mecca, in the most part of the Arab world, and then like in Israel we have the Christian, we have the Judaism. The psychology is you will not expect somebody from Israel to water down his own culture because he want to embrace Judaism too much, or he want to embrace another culture too much. So that kind of thing. So even though in Israel you still have people who are Judaists, but you still have museum who where they say they don't even believe in Jesus, the coming of Jesus and the rest of the things, but they still have the museum in Israel. They still have those museum where Jesus was born, where Mary was doing this, where Jesus was baptized. And the last time I checked, I read in one book, if a minimum of was it 2 million people did not visit Israel for some kind of tourism purposes. It's like there was no rain that year, so it's just like no matter. So the culture is something that they want to preserve, so they don't want it to go away from the country. Follow even though other religion have been trying to do it, but the government was firmly about it. This is the birthplace of voodoo, so they just practice it that way. So they are very deep into culture, and like the whole lifestyle just reflects it.
And I think it's actually one of the things that I appreciate about this place. Because that's our identity as an African. We are not our identity, our forefathers. We are not Christian, we are not Muslim. So the only way, if you are saying someone is an African, that is the lineage that we come from. Like they know this traditional stuff. So allowing all other culture, religions to take that away from us, it's just like stripping of us of our identity.
Exactly. There is this speech that Talon made in 2017. We said talk about Israel and then the Mecca and say Africa is of voodoo culture. So how do you see like work culture working in Cotonou? How is it like? How easy was it to get a job here?
I think for someone from an Anglophone country, it's not easy, because you definitely not find it easy because they don't speak English here, they speak French. So it will be very, very difficult to get a job here. And also on the other hand, learning the language too is not that easy. So I've not really been into the work because I'm not even really a kind of person that likes to maybe work for people. Like be going to the office actually, not like I work for people, but going to the office, leaving home in the morning, coming back in I'm not that kind of person. So I don't really study the working this thing. But I think with the little time, with the time that I spent in this country, I think there are opportunities. If you understand language, you always find opportunities, you always find things to do as long as they are not lazy. Maybe work in restaurant, work in this, just to, if you are new into the city, if you are new into the city and you don't have maybe like certificates to this, but if you have a good certificate, if you have this thing, you get a job. I think you will. You speak the language, you have the certificate, I think you will get a job.
And I will follow that up with, like, if a Nigerian is coming here now, what is the ideal job that you think he can easily get, like immediate job that he can easily get?
Immediate job?
Like immediate job that he can easily get.
So I think that the immediate job that he can easily get here is maybe sales.
No, it's not bad.
Maybe salesperson. Even salesperson says the way we employ you, because the customers I want to speak to said are French. I think the job that me have seen that people easily gets here, maybe as Nigerian,
Yeah.
is in all these clubs, bars,
Okay.
restaurants.
Okay.
If it's in all these, standard organizations,
Yeah.
they are looking for sales, they
Yeah.
will, you will not get actually,
Okay.
because the people that are patronizing them are French.
Yeah.
So they need people that can communicate with their customers. So I think that's it. That's the only job that you can get.
Okay, basically now, do you recommend that people learn basic French before they come to the Republic?
Honestly, that's it. If you are not going into the business world, you are coming here to look for a job. That's why I tell my audience.
Yeah.
If you are coming here to do business, you can manage. Just get your business. It's just to know money. Just know the money.
Yeah.
You can communicate with your customers.
Yeah.
Or at most maybe use translator,
Yeah.
since you are the one that wants to buy something from. But if you actually want to come to look for a job,
Yeah.
like a job, try as much as possible to learn French. I used to like there was one video that I did that was advising my audience that how to relocate to Benin on a budget. If you can manage, we are talking about someone that is coming from Nigeria,
Yeah.
so we will assume that someone that is coming from Nigeria does not really have, because of the exchange rate now. Because of the exchange rate, like you just want to, you don't really have much at hand.
Yeah.
Let me put it that way. So instead of investing that money in getting an apartment, because if you want to get any apartment now, the least you can get for just okay standard apartment is 20,000 CFA. In Cotonou, where me I stay, I don't know in Cotonou. 20,000 CFA, and that's 20,000 CFA. Let's say to move into the apartment, you need maybe 120,000 CFA. So 3 months caution for house, 1 month caution for water, 1 month rent, and also agent fee. So if you can manage to get someone to pair with, all these people, we have people that look for roommates.
Okay.
You can manage to get someone to pair with, at least spend the time. You see that money, invest it into learning language.
Okay.
If you pay 20,000, if you pay like 30,000 to move into an apartment, if you are paying with someone, you not pay caution fee again. Maybe you just pay 20,000 for the rent, and maybe you also pay agent fee. Some agents collect 20, some agents collect 15. Let's just say like 40,000. Then you have like how much, like 80,000.
Yes.
You see that 80,000, if you can invest it into learning language within the period of 3, 4, 6 months, and you're able to communicate in a way in French with people, you will be able to get a job that within the period of 3, 4 months, at least if you get a job and they are paying you like, let's say like the minimum, because I know the minimum that they pay people here is like 50,000.
Yeah.
If you get a job that is paying you 50, it's for people that speak French. For people that speak French, if you get a job that is paying you 50,000, at least if you're able to do that job for maybe 3 months,
so you can recover.
You can
partly.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can recover partly.
You'll be able to rent an apartment of your own for 20k CFA.
Wow. Okay.
And you've actually made a long-term investment for that language on its own.
Yeah. Okay.
Because as time goes on, that language will always help you. It will even bring more opportunities to you.
I think I agree with you on that aspect. Let me give you an experience in Nigeria. When I came to Nigeria, like in school, all those school English, it doesn't work in Nigeria. Nigeria is the street one. So when I was going to Nigeria, the only English I had was open. Because when the police do for one, they will say open. So that one, I know that one in school. So when I get to Nigeria, after my apprenticeship, I discovered that if I do not understand English, there was nothing for me.
Exactly.
Now, after my apprenticeship, like 3 months after my apprenticeship, I don't have the money to even pay for any language. From 2015 even until 2019, I was reading 30 books in English every year. I was reading 30 books based on business, marketing, in fact, everything. So at the end, I know how to speak English to the best of standard. There is nothing that you can write, or there is nothing that I cannot write. From there, that was when I began to make all these Facebook ads. That is when I began to make all these Facebook ads. I can do content, written content. So I was using Facebook to learn how to write even. So those days you have to chat with people. I chat with them to make sure that I understand, I know how to write. They have dictionary and every other thing. So that was how I'm able to get job from like very standard people, like not all these swamp job. So that is how I'm able to get job. So language is everything. Brian Tracy, one of the author I read from a lot, said there is a link between making money and language anywhere you go. So I think that advice should be taken very, very serious.
It's very important.
Somebody will say 80,000 in Nigeria is more than 200,000 or almost, or yeah, is more than 200,000 already. I can tell you as a matter of fact, you will recover that money if you know how to communicate with people. So now I want to ask you now, what if you like somebody is coming now, he doesn't understand English, he doesn't want to spend that 80,000 on language, like what business do you think that person can do to make sure that he gets on his feet very fast?
The business that me I've actually seen that moves around, is honestly just like selling groceries,
Okay.
selling drinks. People here drink a lot.
Yeah. I don't know if you're in Portugal. I don't think you even see anything in Cotonou, but Portugal.
Yeah, money. Sincerely speaking.
So
if you can have a shop, you are selling drink, just forget about it.
Yeah.
Leave it to Beninese.
Okay, so I think I will agree with you on that one. Yeah, I will
And
agree
maybe
with
selling fabrics, because people wear fabrics here a lot, like all these Ankara and this thing. But in that aspect, another thing that I've noticed is Beninese like quality things. Whatever you are selling, you want Beninese to buy, except you are selling to people that are not Beninese. But if you want Beninese to buy it, maybe like shoes, fabric, outfit, make sure you are selling quality ones. They don't mind spending their money.
Let me even give you extra tips. In villages, even in Benin, a woman doesn't mind to save money for a whole year just to buy 2 pieces of quality wrapper. I was in the village during Christmas, and then I have twins, so that was the first time my family got to see. And in my tradition, whether you are getting married, your family must put money inside. When you give birth, your family must give something to the children. That one by force, by fire, whether they have it or not. So I collected some of the wrapper they give us. I discovered that this money, that this wrapper that they're giving us like this, in my entire life, is as quality as those ones. So they can save money if you can get them good wrapper. And one thing about them again, once they touch it, they can even call you the name.
Yeah.
They have their local name for it. There is this English and the French name, but they have their local name. One for fabric is either Chivi, Chiga, and then the many of the name, and they know quality of wrapper. And then of course, when it comes to shoe, the same thing. When you can give them something of quality, the only time Beninese will agree to buy a fabric for cheap is when they are buying for children on Christmas Day. That is the only time they will agree with you to buy, because they know they will just sew it and then it is off.
Yeah.
But when they sew their fabric, they want to wear it for many years to come. My father has a fabric, a trouser that lasted for him for 12 years. So the quality must be there. So I think that will work. And then when it comes to the drink also, many people have suggested to me, I always tell people I know how to sell. Yes, I know how to sell. If I decide to sell something, I will sell it. But you see that drink, I don't like it. So if I'm selling drink to you, it's like I'm killing you. So that is the reason why I don't subscribe to that idea of drink. But I still bring like all these attached jewelries. I bring from Nigeria and sell it. So those are the idea you should consider. Those are just
and
tips.
Also it will be very good if you know how to do things like hand job, like craft, all these crafts, you know how to do them. Honestly, to be very, you find it kind of easy, because this one does not really need communication. It needs professionalism. Like if you are good at what you do, you know how to do all this, you know how to do POP. Your client does not need, is not interested in, as long as you can manage to just put the communication together. That's not what is interested in. You do the job very well, and you are able to understand what the person is trying to pass across to you. In one of my videos, I advise that if you are someone that has all this and you know how to do all this craft, it's good for you to work with Beninese people. Just
Yeah.
look for people in that circle that are Beninese that are doing that job. Work with them for a little period of time for you to know your way around it, know how it works. Because the way we do things in one place is different from the way they do it in another place. You might know how to do it, but the way they do it here is different. The way we build our houses in Nigeria is different from the way they build their houses here. So you can say I'm a bricklayer, you are a bricklayer. It's not the same brick that we use.
Exactly.
Yeah. So work with them for a period of time. If you are a barber, to work with them for a period of time. The same thing with the hairdresser. Go to any salon, just apply there. You know how to do the work there for a period of time to understand the ways here. Honestly, these are people that will be very, very easy. It will be very, very easy for you to get job here, even without speaking language.
Okay, and then I will ask, I heard of like Nigerians talking about experiencing discrimination in Cotonou. Have you, in your personal capacity, experienced any sort of discrimination, whether when you are going to rent a house or where you are working, or maybe generally on the street or your area where you live? Have you experienced anything like that?
For me personally, I don't think I've really experienced discrimination from Beninese. But I think when it comes to renting houses, I've heard, like, not to me personally, maybe agents will tell me that maybe this landlord said they don't want to rent house to Nigerians.
Have you asked what the challenge is?
No, they'll be like, they don't like the way Nigerians use houses, they don't, take care of the houses, they are dirty kind of, stuff like that. They don't like the way they manage the houses, or maybe they spoil things, they will not, maybe sometimes some people want to use their caution.
Yeah.
They will use their caution, they'll be like, I want to move out, let me use my caution. And by the time they have now finished using their caution,
and then they
would have damaged things in the house, and they will
discover that there is no way to fix them. The landlords have to spend his own money
to do it.
Okay.
So in all this kind of situation, the agent will just tell me that they have one house, but the person said that he doesn't want Nigerian. So I've never actually encountered it like that.
Okay.
So I know people do tell me too, when Nigerians, the way they talk about Beninese are this, but me, nothing. And I think in that aspect, I think it depends on you personally, the kind of person you are.
Exactly.
If you, maybe for me, I'm a very cheerful person. I can relate with anybody. I don't discriminate. Like most Nigerians, they don't eat Beninese food. So if you are this kind of person that discriminate a lot about eating Beninese food, and they see you doing that, like you do that kind of thing in their presence, how do you expect them to react to you? You understand?
Yeah.
So most times when I go to places, I try to like bring myself to the level of whatever environment I am. When I go to villages, I will not even be like I'm not in that particular spot. I'm a villager. Maybe my dressing might be different. I may not have the village outfit, but that particular, my behavior and everything, whatever they are eating there, I eat with them. As long as it's not poison, I cannot even die of food.
Exactly, you cannot even die of food. And I also maybe my experience in I went to Castina in 2018 for the first time, and then I went to a restaurant. I told the bike, take me to a very good restaurant where I can eat food. Then he took me to the place, and I got to the place, and then he said, okay, this is the restaurant, and I entered the restaurant. And the way those Nigerians are, the way they do their things, everybody was on the floor, eating on the floor with their hand. I was angry, like, guy, I said, take me to the restaurant where I go eat. But everybody was sitting on the floor. What we are talking about now, there are cars parked outside, and of course, when you know those allergy, when you see them, that these guys, they are not poor people, but they are just sitting on the floor. The way they sit down with their leg crossed, so they're just sitting on the floor. That's okay, no problem. Every day when you travel makes you learn. So I got into the place, and then I sit on the floor with them, and then I began to eat. And then after finishing, I remember what happened to me in Lagos, my first Nigerian food that I tasted. So when you go to a place, mix with the people there. Mix with the people. My wife is in Nigeria, but I still till now I'm looking for just one person like that even discriminated against her, but nobody. So basically, it depends on you, and then the mentality you are using to operate with the people.
Exactly.
Yeah. So when you are operating with the mentality that if you are operating with the mentality that you are better than these people, and then you are looking at them that way, they won't want to relate with you properly. Because one thing, just as you said, I have heard of people saying that landlords don't like getting Nigerians. First of all, because there was an issue of yahoo yahoo cyber criminality, and landlord, some most time they were punished if they find somebody doing yahoo in their house, that is cyber criminality in their house. And they later discovered that most of the people doing the cyber like the yahoo yahoo, they are Nigerians. In fact, I when I went to do my our wedding, somebody in my wife village told me that he was deported from Cotonou because he was doing they were 17. Some people went to prison. They were 17. Seriously, yeah. He was deported. I said, ah, what do you do? He said HK. I didn't even know what is HK as at that time. Oh.
He's a lady,
no, he's a guy. He said HK. I said, what is HK? So that was when
he look up now.
Eh. No, he says HK. I say Yahoo Yahoo. I say Yahoo Yahoo.
Okay, Yahoo.
Okay. No problem. So you know that kind of thing. So when they see person doing Yahoo in your house, they punish you. So many of them began to maybe I wouldn't want a Nigerian person, and then sometimes just as you said, my first house I was looking for, when I was telling them that I was coming from Nigeria, they thought I'm in Nigeria. So they said they don't want to rent the house. I said, see, I'm from Benin. So I began to speak language to them before they agreed to rent the house for me. So it's basically what it is, and I think it's just a normal way. Just behave normal in people's country, and then if you go to Rome, they are punching ears, punch your ear, and then live with them. So I think basically that is what it is. Because I have to ask you this question because there is somebody I consulted for. In fact, she is in Cotonou now. I don't know if she's staying here permanently now, but she's looking for that citizenship by recognition too. So I consulted for her, and she said she wanted to go and get SIM card. And you know, SIM card is a very sensitive something, and so she wanted to go and get SIM card. And because they see some Nigeria elements with her, they said they don't want to sell to her until she go to another place on the road to go and get the SIM card. Because
on the road or inside the office?
No. She want to get it on the road. You know, the Nigerian way, I can just get it on the road. Though she's not in Nigeria. She's from this Caribbean, but she lived in Nigeria for a very long time before she decided to say, okay, she wants to come and live in Benin now, especially because of this citizenship, because she has this African lineage. So she also talked to me about the incident, and that's why I said, just let me ask you. Then, if there is a foreigner coming to the Republic of Benin now, as at this time, what will you advise him generally?
Coming to do what actually?
I just say just coming.
Come now, Benin is an amazing place. Is a very accommodating place, and also when you get here, just try to mingle with the people, be open-minded. I think that's very, very important. When you're open-minded, you get to meet people that would put you through things, help you, support you, and also, like I said, depending on what you are coming to do. Actually, if you are just coming here to visit, just look for places to go to explore your thing. If you are coming here to live, mingle with people, get enough information or whatever aspect that you want to go to, or whatever it is that you want to do, and they don't have trouble here. They don't have wahala. If you don't cross your boundary, many people don't have. I've lived in this place for over 3 years.
3 years.
No police have ever stopped me before to ask me questions on this and that. Even people are even asking me for resident permit or this. How do they? Even me, I don't have resident permit. Even if I say I'm not even doing resident permit, it's just that I just do my SAPay card, and okay. God even have mercy on me. If they catch me on the road now, they ask me for this. I think when I tender my SAPay card, they will not even ask for resident permits then, because they will know that I'm ECOWAS, of course, and this thing.
So basically, and of course, I will ask this very, very important one before I ask the last question. Of course, this is somehow sensitive, but you can decide to answer, you can decide not to answer, but you can just decide to just play way around it. Have you tried dating a Cotonou guy in Cotonou?
Honestly, so when it comes to relationship, I don't know for other people, but honestly, I don't think I self actually know a Beninese.
Okay.
Sincerely speaking.
But have you seen Nigerians dating, like Nigeria, dating Beninese guy?
Yeah, I was telling someone this thing. I don't know if it's like few months ago that it's very rare before you see a Nigerian lady dating a Beninese guy.
Yeah. I think
But you will see Beninese ladies dating Nigerian guys.
Yeah. I think I can confirm that. I can confirm that to you. It's very, very rare before you see a Nigerian lady dating a Beninese guy.
And I can tell you why. It's because we have different cultures when it comes to dating.
Yeah.
The mentality of Beninese guys is not the same as what we are used to.
Exactly.
The mentality of Nigerian guys. I don't know. Here, I think men kind of have shoulder pad here.
Many
Men kind of have shoulder pad here.
Yeah.
They don't. Sorry, it's like
No, it's not.
It's like they don't. Women doesn't really have so much waiting here in Benin. So men are always like this.
Yeah.
But in Nigeria, we have rating, no.
Yeah.
They do shakara. If you do shakara for Beninese men, we just tell you there are many fishes in the ocean. You just waka leave your pass and go and meet anyone that has his time.
Yeah, I think that is very important when it comes to the dating scene in Nigeria. I think the environment is different, and of course, even though personally I like the dating environment in Benin, yeah, because I think it's just part of the way they train you to be, and just as you talk about, the rating is low, and which is also one of the reasons why it is hard for ladies to progress. And I think as time progresses, they work on that one, and it will not be part of our normal culture again, but it is very, very rare.
Well, I think another thing that I've noticed is the fact that women have money. Women kind of have money more than men.
No, in the Republic of Benin, let me even tell you this, and of course, I don't think it will be somehow like putting the country down, but in the Republic of Benin, men, when they get to a place, when they get to, they become so lazy because of their drink and some kind of habits that are not good, and then because they say, okay, let them take care of the children, they don't really do much, but the women look for every possible means to make money. So when they look for every possible means to make money, in fact, even if God did not bless you, the universe is looking at you, so he will just push you with one opportunity, and then you begin to make money. So that is the reason why you discover that the Beninese women, they are very hard working, and then like you are in city, if you go to the villages, in fact, the women feed the men. You get the point. So when you are hard working, there is every chance that you are going to make money. Yeah, so there is every chance. So that is why you see that the women seem to have more money than the men, and then the men also get multiple partners.
That one is their problem.
The men get multiple partners. So I have like 2 wives. I'm still having somebody somewhere that I'm dating. He will definitely ask me for money. If you look very well, because I already have 1 wife or 2 wives, if I want to date somebody, I'll have to date somebody who is a baby mama, or somebody who is already divorced, or somebody who has children already. So with that, they will ask me for school fees. I have to do something there too. So you are spreading the money anyhow.
But in that aspect, Nigerian men to marry more than one.
No. If you take, I don't know, if you take Lagos now, Nigerian man still have the fear of his wife that he will not marry plenty wife, except you are a Muslim.
Yeah.
So you are a Muslim, they teach you already that your husband has the right to marry 4 wives. So if you marry 2, it still help you with that, and it still remain 2 for them.
In Benin, they do it.
So, but in Benin, they just do it. They say, okay, woman does not have much, right? You get the point. So that is the reason why you see that men they don't have much at hand. Yeah, but even though some who are very conscious of the way they do their things, they know how to spend their money. So I think that is
And they are
basically,
stingy.
yeah, so the Beninese men don't give money.
They don't know.
No. Let me tell you the reality now. I want to use myself as an example. Because I don't do dating. But when I was ready, like 2 years before, when I was ready that I want to marry, I don't do a relationship more than 3 months. If I do a relationship more than 3 months, I know what I want. I know exactly what I want. So if I do a relationship for 3 months maximum, I drop you. If I discover that you are not the one. I dated someone 2 months, I drop her. I don't have the time. She come say she want to go to school. I told her boldly, you see this school, I will not put cover inside. Any amount of money I have to give you, I give you based on, if I see something, I travel a lot. If I see something, I can buy for you. But don't expect me to give you money. If I get married to you, in fact, as now my wife almost everything I want, my wife, I just give it to her because she know how to manage the money very well. In fact, more than me. Money will be with me, I just blow it but she know how to manage the money. But when it comes to giving you money, Beninese guys don't give you money. It is the way they train them. It is the way they train them.
It actually got to that. It was at that point that me too, because initially when I just came, I started meeting guys, even in Nigeria, not like dating, even friends.
Yeah, they just give you money. Yeah,
like this in Nigeria. So when I started, I was like, what kind of people are this one? There was even one guy, my like a kind of close distance to me, his younger brother. They asking me, what did you cook, come and eat? I said, what? What did I cook? You should come and eat. You have never even bought water inside my house before. You ask me what and you will see that you will eat it. That was shocking to me. It was also shocking too that a guy will be willing to sleep in your house as a lady.
Yeah.
So a man coming to sleep in your house as a lady in Nigeria, he must have contributed something. You understand?
I think,
for you to feel comfortable in that space.
Yeah.
So it was shocking. It was surprising. It was like I've never heard it before in my life. So it was not later that I started, seeing it from the angle of, seeing that everybody do it. I was like, okay, we have different cultures. So I don't even get angry about about it anymore. It's like, okay, this is their culture. If it's something I cannot cope with, then that's when I decided that it's very, very hard for me to marry a Beninese because we don't have.
So I think basically it's part of the training. My mother would tell me, of course, my mother always advised me, don't ever marry two wives because you are going to cause problem in your family. Don't marry multiple wives. So one thing she always tell me is, don't follow women. All women are the same. Only spend for someone you get married to. So it's a normal thing. It's a normal thing here. You only spend for someone you are married to. So it's part of the training.
But the way we will feel is if you cannot take care of me, because as a woman I want to find security in you, which includes financial distance. So if you cannot take care of me while we are dating, what is the assurance that you will when we are married? Now,
this is a very logical question, but this is one thing I will ask you to do. Go to any Beninese lady, an average Beninese lady. I'm not saying very high class and then very low, but an average Beninese guy, Beninese lady, and then ask him what he wants in a man. We mention every other thing apart money. Are you getting the point? In fact, even if he wants to mention the money, he will tell you that I don't want anything too big, the one that me and my family will just eat. But in Nigeria, we are like, where the money? Like, where is the money? Yeah. My wife, when I was dating her, I know that okay, I met her 5 years before, and I actually look at her and say, if God can just give me this girl to marry, I will appreciate God forever. 5 years later, we began to date. Then I know, okay, like this lady, everything I want, she just have it. And one day, she told me that, don't you think you can be giving me allowance? It was so shocking to me.
Like allowance is romantic.
Now salary work. Like if I give you the allowance, now what will be using the allowance for? She say, my cream, my hair, my... I said, okay, but true to God, I never paid that allowance. But it is. Then when it comes to recharge cards, when you are dating, sometimes they send you airtime. My wife, she never ask. Let me be serious. She never ask. But I can count how many times I send her airtime. Yeah, because I can do you whatever I want to do you, and you go and marry someone else.
Yeah, that's the kind of mentality that people have.
You go and marry someone else, but for a Nigerian guy, you go marry another person, I will look for another person.
Exactly. and the funniest thing is that it's just like this normal this thing. Give us never lack. As much as Nigerian men give, it's as much as they have.
Much as Nigerians give, that is as much as they give, they still get. They are not getting because they were giving to people they are dating.
No, it's
they
just
were getting because giving is a natural law.
Yeah, exactly.
That is why if somebody say go and pay tithe and you make money, it's not that God is blessing you, it's a natural law.
It's a natural law
of when you give, you get. So you get the point. So I think that is on that aspect.
I think the thing is just that I've heard so many ladies to say that they can never marry blah, 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 no. You just have to understand people's culture.
Exactly.
This is how they do that. This is how we do in this place. It's a taboo in another place. So don't get people actually get mad over it because of that. Just understand. It's their culture. They take them for that. If you cannot take them, just let them be. You understand? You don't have to have anything against them for being who they were trained to be.
Exactly. So now, what do you think of development in the Republic of Benin? When it comes to development in the Republic of Benin, how do you see it like?
Benin is developing, periodically. I'm giving this country, let me just say, okay, don't let me be too disrespect, don't expect this. Let me just say 10 years. If this country keep progressing at the way that it's progressing now, this country will become literally the best country in West Africa.
Yeah, honestly. I think literally the best country in West Africa, and I think that is the primary goal of the country. They have done a lot to that regards, but we think the country is developing, especially when it comes to the road network. Many people who are from Benin, they still see the country in that eyes of 15 years ago, and I think they are making serious mistakes.
Honestly.
Let them just come now and see exactly how Benin is looking now. So do you have any final thing to tell the audience before we just say bye? Because this is an uncensored discussion. So you hear the good, the bad, and almost everything that you may never think of hearing. So
oh my God, I have this thing. Honestly, you've asked all the questions. There's nothing more to say. If you want to visit Benin, come to Benin. We are here for you guys. You guys can see it's love and light here. No discriminating, nothing. We are YouTubers. We all talk about Benin. He talks about Benin. I talk about Benin. It's all love and light here, and that's how we treat ourselves like family.
All love and light, and I will tell you about the Voodoo Day coming up on the 9th of January. Of course, it happened on the 9th of January any year at all, no matter the year you are watching this video.
Is it 9th or 10th?
From 9 to 10. So the 9th is the spiritual aspect of the day, where they feel the different shrines and the rest. And then on the 10th, that is where the international events are happening, graced by both local and international artists, and I really want you to be in that place. Of course, I will leave Toyin's YouTube channel link on the description. Follow her if you want to know anything about the Republic of Benin. So see you in another video.
Okay.
Bye.